This is the auditorium of the Royal Opera House, Covent Garden. This is where I live and work, and it has a fantastic aura, a very special history. It's an amazing venue for opera and ballet. Imagine 640,000 people a season visit this place. And not only that, cinema broadcasts and live big screen relays up and down the country and all over the world. So in a way, the opera house is for everyone. At least that's the idea. I'm coming down now to the orchestra pit, and the orchestra is assembling. This is where the orchestra lives for 300 performances a season, believe it or not. It's one of the great orchestras of the world, and also one of the hardest working. Now, orchestras in a pit can vary in size. In a Mozart opera, for instance, say 45 members, even less sometimes. Add 25 to that and you have a Verdi opera. Go over 100 and you have, yes, you guessed it, a Wagner opera. Here, for Harrison Birtwistle's The Minotaur, we have 86 members, but it's quite a special setup. They're quite unusual instruments. If you see that curved monstrosity there, it's a double bass clarinet. Here, a whole armada of percussion to my left, to the extreme left, and to my right here. So this orchestra is exploding with color, extreme darkness, and incredible shards of light.
Say a few things about that, the very opening actually. Could the Bartok pits not be late, or on the early side, so we very definitely hear it before the brass attack? Ba ba bam ba. And also actually, can we put the diminuendo a little later, always after the mezzo forte, so we still have quite a lot of bass sound in each bar? Or just a fraction before the pause note at the end of the bar. Good. We just do that again, please, from the very top.
Do you want 4 of these crescendos or 3?
How do you mean? I've got exactly the same in bar 7 as I do in all the others.
The next bar is not the same as bar 2, 4 and 6, so I wondered if it was...
You mean crescendo to less?
Yes.
Maybe a fraction, but not too much. Still quite generous. Here we go. Sorry. In other words, a bit too much.
I'm here with Tom Service, and we're watching the Sitzprobe of Act 1 of Harrison Birtwistle's The Minotaur. And Ryan Wigglesworth is conducting the orchestra. And you hear those moans in the orchestra. It's very suggestive. I mean, you can imagine a half man, half bull making that cry, that
Absolutely.
roar.
I wanted to look for you when you watch somebody else. I mean, this is the first time somebody else apart from you has conducted this piece. I mean, is it interesting watching Ryan? I mean, is he doing things differently to you? He looks different.
Well,
he's tall, man, to be
yeah,
fair.
he's tall. I want to kill him because I'm so jealous. I'm not standing there myself. I'm suffering with tennis elbow, so I had to pull out of this production, unfortunately. We've heard all these dark
Easy
colors.
piano.
Listen now to
It's
the
like a silver thread.
high strings now, and in contrast.
One of the things that Ryan was saying at the Insight evening that the Royal Opera House organised earlier this week, that you're already here earlier, you're already here by now in the score, that this is something that Birtwistle talks about, a sense of endless melody that he composed, or composed through the whole opera, and that really connects the music we're hearing now with the very end of the piece, 2 hours later, the death of the Minotaur.
So actually it sounds like this music could go on forever, actually, couldn't it?
Yeah. Do you think the singers are nervous? I mean, do you think for them this encounter with the orchestra is difficult for them because they've got the big space and they're re-encountering the huge size that they've got to sing over?
Well, you can just imagine these singers have been rehearsing in a room with piano, and this music is so orchestral. To hear it on the piano, actually, Harry, he goes crazy when he hears his music on the piano. He actually hates it because he's thinking so much orchestrally. This is, of course, much more evocative. The singers are nervous because they're hearing different sounds. Luckily, we have the same singers, most of them the same main singers who sang it the last time, so they come to it with a great experience. Plus, we've already made a DVD. They can have practiced listening to that. You know?
Singing along to themselves. It's good karaoke. And will they be singing out here? Because it's something that happens.
Out,
I mean,
yes.
you feel that a lot when you come to rehearsals here. Occasionally, we come along when we're doing interviews here for Radio 3 and The Guardian and things. But coming along, you feel sometimes the singers are marking, aren't they? They're not always singing out fully. Will they sing out fully now?
Well,
will they want to test themselves?
Probably will. I'm hoping. Here we go. Yep.
That's Christine Rice's Ariadne, right?
Yes.